somehow Line 6 has managed to put one of the most epic virtual high gain amplifiers of all time, the Line 6 Badonk, now renamed to the Anvil, into a small little pedal. Of course, I'm talking about the newly released Line 6 Pod Express Black version, which is the metal version of the Pod Express. Let's jump in right away with a heavy demo using my Ibanez M80M Meshuggah 8-string guitar into the Anvil amplifier. Take a listen. Alright, that sounded so good. So in case you're not aware, the Line 6 Badonk, or Anvil amplifier as it's called in this pedal, is one of the greatest amp models ever created, and it's not really based on an amplifier that exists in real life. So it's really like a unique Line 6 original amplifier. Now, as I said, in this pedal, the Badonk is called the Anvil because they changed the names of the effects and the amps for this pedal. So that was my Ibanez M80M Meshuggah 8-string with the Lundgren M8 pickup into this pedal. I used the noise gate, the tube screamer pedal to add some kick and some clarity, and that went into the Anvil amp model and then into the Engel 4x12 cabinet with V30s. Yeah, it sounded pretty epic if you ask me. So this is the first time that I'm trying one of the Pod Express pedals, the new black version obviously, which is packed with high gain stuff, and I'm having a blast. It's a compact little pedal, as you can see, but it does a lot of things. It's easy to use, but if you want, you can go pretty in depth, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest. Especially the recently released editor, which you can use on your computer or your phone, comes in really handy if you want to go in deep with this thing. But it's just a great little pedal to use in your studio to record your tones, to use for practicing, or to use on stage as a full-fledged rig, basically. It's crazy. So it's basically like a miniature pod, or like a mini Helix. It has the sound quality of the Helix family products, but it's just way more simple and way more easy to use. If I had a thing like this when I was little, when I just started playing guitar, it would have been crazy. So if your kid wants to play some metal guitar and wants a small and affordable rig, this could be a great option. In terms of the hardware, we have two switches over here. When you press them at the same time, you can scroll through the presets because you can store a bunch of presets on this thing. There's also a tuner function on here, which does work great. There's a tap tempo for the delay. And of course, you can use this switch as your bypass switch to turn on or off the pedal. On the back, we have an input as well as a stereo output, and a special jack to connect external foot switches or an expression pedal. Then we've got a power in 9V DC, 500 milliamperes, and the USB-C connection for connecting the pedal to your computer or your smartphone. And when you connect this to your smartphone or to your computer, you can use the editor app, which is great. You can control everything on this pedal with the app and go a little bit more in depth than you can go on the hardware itself. And you can use this thing as your audio interface, which is nuts. On the side here, we have a volume control and also a headphones output. So that's great for practice and jamming and stuff like that. Imagine going traveling with your guitar, just put this in your gig bag and you're set. So this thing comes with 7 amp models in it. The Pure amp, which is based on the PRS Archon's clean channel, Dirge, which is based on the Sun Model T bright channel, Crux, which is based on an orange Reverb 100 Mark III, the Anvil, which obviously is based on the Badonk, Slay, which is based on the PRS Archon lead channel, Mega, which is based on a Dietzel VH4, the Mega channel, Avant, which is based on the Rev Generator 120 Red High Gain channel. And you can also turn the amplifier off to use this thing as your effects unit, basically. Let's grab my Schecter Solo 2 custom guitar, plug it into the pedal, and very quickly try all the amplifier models with some very simple chugs so you can hear how they sound. Check it out. Nice, so that's quite a wide range of tones. You've got the orange for the stoner and the rocky stuff, and of course amps like the Badonk for the really tight and heavy stuff, and a bunch of stuff in between. So it's quite a versatile amp selection, to be honest. And I really like the sound of the Line 6 amp models, and they made a great selection here. They picked some really nice sounding ones that complement each other really well. Now, of course, there are also a bunch of cabinets to choose from. There's the Pure, which is based on a 1x12 Meshuggah extension cabinet with an EV-M12L speaker. The Dirge, which is based on a 4x12 Sun with G12T75s. Crux, which is based on a 2x12 Orange cabinet with V30s. Anvil, which is based on a 4x12 Meshuggah 4FB V30 cabinet. Slay, which is based on a 4x12 Marshall Basket Weave G12M-25 cabinet. Mega, which is based on a 4x12 Bogner Uber cab with V30s. And the Avant, which is based on a 4x12 Angle XXL V30 cabinet. Let's try the different cabinets real quick. Cool. So the cabinet block does not have a lot of flexibility. There's a high cut and a low cut, but you can't move the mics around, but they sound good. Now, of course, there are also a bunch of effects in this unit. There's a noise gate, of course, which comes in handy for high gain stuff. There are some distortion models in here for adding extra dirt. We have the op amp, which is a full tone OCD. We have the LED, which is an Earthquaker Devices Plumes Mode 1 LED. Dist, which is a Proco Rat. And Fuzz, which is based on an Electro-Harmonix Russian Big Muff PI. So again, let's try those pedals real quick with some simple riffs and chords. Alright, that's a nice selection of distortion pedals in there. Usually I don't really like to use distortion pedals. I'm more of an overdrive guy when it comes to pedals. But luckily this pedal also comes with some boost or overdrive pedals. There's the comp, which is basically a compressor. It's the Ashley CLX52. The mids, which is an Ibanez TS808 Tube Screamer, which we also used in the intro track. The dirty, which is an exotic EP booster. And the clean, which is an Earthquaker Devices lift boost circuit, and it's basically a clean boost. Let's try them real quick. And then, of course, there are also some modulation effects. The effects chain is fixed, and I think that the modulation comes after the amp block. For me personally, I prefer it when modulation effects come before the distortion, but it is what it is. And the effects that are included are a chorus, which is a Line 6 original 4-voice chorus, a flanger, which is a mic mix Dynaflanger, a phaser, which is based on the MXR Phase 90, and the tremolo, which is based on a Boss PN2. Let's try them real quick. Check it out. Now on this pedal there are also 2 delay effects or 2 reverb effects, so you have to choose between them. There's the digital delay, the Line 6 original vintage digital, and the tape delay, which is based on the Maestro Echoplex EP3. And for the reverb there's an ambience, which is a Line 6 original, and a hall, again a Line 6 original. And if that wasn't enough, this pedal also has a looper feature. It's a simple looper, but it's a fun little looper if you like those things. Let's try the reverb and delay effects real quick. So yeah, that's nice. Even though you only get a couple effects to choose from in this category, you can still go in and tweak them, which is nice. And of course, you've got the tap tempo as well, which is great for the rhythmic delays and stuff. Now, for me personally, I don't like to use a lot of effects, maybe a boost here and there or some reverb, but it's fun that this thing has all those effects if you want to use them. I'm just more of a simple guy. I prefer simple amp tones most of the time. So yeah, what can I say? I think the Pod Express Black is cool. Does it do everything that the Helix does? Of course not. It doesn't do everything that the Pod Go does either, but it's just a super small and more affordable package, and you can get some really solid tones out of this. The effects are basically a bonus, but the boost pedals will definitely come in handy if you like modern high gain tones. And the amp tones themselves, in my opinion, sound great. They sound just as good as the Helix. And the built-in cabinets are great too. You can also bypass the cabinet and use your own IR externally, but as I said, they sound fine to me. The fact that you can use this as an audio interface is great. The tuner is very good. The looper is a fun addition as well. It does feel a little bit plasticky, but it does feel sturdy indeed. I don't know how long it will last on stage, but the switches definitely seem very sturdy. And I also should mention that you can run this thing on batteries. It even comes with some batteries, so that's awesome too. All right, so that was my quick rundown and review of the new Pod Express Black by Line 6, a very fun pedal. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much to Line 6 for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this little pedal. And also be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps the channel out. If you want to support this channel, you can also check out my affiliate links below and buy one of these yourself at those links, so Tolman and Sweetwater. And of course, also be sure to follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching and hope to see you soon. Cheers.